Morning, Morai Rabotai. D'ezrat Hashem Mincha is going to be 5:50. Please be on time. As the Gemara discusses a case, a person who's wearing a tallit, there's two types of talitot. There's a tallit that's mitzuyetzet ka'alacha and ena mitzuyetzet ka'alacha, which means there's a tallit that's kasher and a tallit that unfortunately for one reason or another is not kasher. What's very interesting is on Shabbat, there are poskim that hold that a tallit that's not kasher is not a Torah violation. And the reason is because the mitzvah of tzitzit is not a negative command. It's not, do not wear a four-cornered garment without strings. It's a positive of make tzitzit on a four-cornered garment that you're wearing. And on Shabbat, you're not able to make tzitzit. So there is no mitzvah of ve'asu lahem tzitzit. This is what Rabbeinu Yitzchak holds in Siman Yud Gimel, it's brought down in the Bet Yosef. But there is a disagreement about that question. Of course, halacha lema'aseh, a person should be careful that his tzitzit should be kasher regardless. It's to be kasher even on Shabbat. For sure during the week, but even on Shabbat, the halacha is nifsak. But there are room for leniencies in places of embarrassment. The Gemara talks about kavod habriot. Either way, that's not really our topic, just brought in parenthetically. But a person who goes out with a tzitzit that is kasher, mitzuyetzet ka'alacha, he's not violating anything. Certainly the garment is not a violation because that's called wearing. But even the strings are not a violation because it's considered nullified to the garment. Since it's a function of the garment's usage, it's not like you're carrying the strings. However, if the talit is ena mitzuyetzet ka'alacha, which means that it has strings that ripped and it's no longer kasher, and some of the strings are still complete, but not all of them. So even if one complete string, meaning on both sides, got ripped, the talit is considered to be pasul. Even though three other strings are perfectly fine, it's pasul. So the Gemara says that since da'ato alav le'ashlima, that the three strings are complete and he's planning to reuse them, so they're chashuv. So once the talit is no longer kasher, it loses its functionality, and the strings aren't nullified because of their prestige. And therefore, it would actually be viewed as if he's carrying in the Reshut HaRabim, even though he's not holding anything, but the strings themselves that are not functional are being carried in Reshut HaRabim. As opposed to talit that is functional, it's not called carrying. Now, in a functional talit, even though today we don't really wear techelet, as Maran writes, "En lanu techelet bizman hazeh," and therefore we're not really performing the mitzvah tzitzit on the most optimal level, on the highest level. Still, it's not called carrying because the tzitzit at the end of the day is kasher. But once the tzitzit becomes pasul, then it's a problem of carrying in the Reshut HaRabim. So if there's no Eruv, you would not be able to wear that tzitzit. And like I mentioned, even though you'd say, well, he's not supposed to wear the tzitzit anyway, well, there are different rules when a person is carrying in a Reshut HaRabim versus he's wearing a tzitzit that's not kasher and perhaps is a violation of a rabbinic halacha and not a Torah halacha. So that's a complicated topic in general, but in terms of carrying, it would be viewed as carrying. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.